Wendy Bill here. A little video I made up here last week on an off-road trip. Thought I'd do something in the daylight today to kind of explain a little better. This is the air compressor unit that I use. I do use a Smittybilt, but my most recent addition is I added a Morflate, get out of the shadow there, inflator hose kit. And the reason behind that was last month I was out four-wheeling in the Mesquite Valley, and I got done. We started our way back home, got to the pavement, found a nice wide spot to park, but it was windy and cold and just generally lousy weather. It was dark, and so this was going to simplify it. Not going around to each tire, trying to air it up with the gauge that the Smittybilt has doesn't work good, but it works. So I changed from each tire by itself to the Morflate plate that'll inflate all four tires at one time. I'm going to go ahead and get things set up, and I'll take you along with me as we set up step by step. Okay, this is the compressor setup. And as you can see, I come out of the Smittybilt with their hose. Then I bought this accessory hose that goes from the Japanese style fitting to the standard American fitting, air hose fitting. And that hooks right directly to the Morflate. No modifications were needed. I can still use my single hose setup to airing up one single tire with the extension that came with Smittybilt, or I can use it with the Morflate. Okay, here's the Morflate hose setup. Before I took it out of the bag, I just opened it. You got the center gauge, and two sets of hoses. One for the left side of the vehicle, one for the right side. Now with the Morflate, it works really easy with a rack, front grill guard. I take my Morflate inflator, three-way, and I just loop my Morflate over the top of the bar, go back behind the bar, lay the hose out on each side. And these got some really nice fittings. These air fittings are designed, they can be done one-handed. You just press it on and hook it up. Make sure you shut off the valve on the manifold first. Okay, we got one on. We got the second one on. I haven't unwound the other hose yet, so we'll do that. And yes, it's like any other hose or extension cord. You leave it alone. You roll it up neat, leave it alone, and it'll get tangled up by itself with no problems. Make sure the fitting's back. Press it on. Pull your little air caps off. I think I'm down to one now. Okay. Now you got your hose from the air compressor. Just hook it up, turn it on, and it says I've got 45.6 pounds of air. We're going to go ahead and take it up to probably about 50. Then I'll let him back down. There's no bending over, standing at each tire, trying to look for the flashlight. I can do one tire, or I can do all 4 tires. I can do 2 tires. Because as you see, when you disconnect the hose from the tire, there's no air coming out of that hose. As soon as you hook it up, you got air going in. The case is an old two-piece from Harbor Freight. The Norflate inflator, the Smitty-built compressor. They clip to the battery. Okay. One thing you should always make sure you have the car running, the vehicle running while you're doing the air compressor. At first, when I first hooked it up, I didn't really have to see with it anyway, so I left it off. And I started it, and I used to hear the difference in the compressor. 55 pounds. So we're going to go ahead and shut off the air compressor. And here's the difference in reading. I don't know if you can see that. Here's 54, 9, 55. You shut it off, give it a second. The compressor, air hose, and everything stabilizes. You've got 53.8 pounds. The deflate tires, if you want to use this, you hook it up without the air compressor hose. Wouldn't have to get the air compressor out. I'm going to bring this back down to about 45 pounds. All you do is hook it all up. Open up the valve. And then lift the air out. Now I use a deflator that we use the valve for a lot. Oh, 44.7, 44.8. A little too much out, but that's alright. Because I can always stop and put a little bit more air in it. Oh, it's stabilized at 45 too, so we're good. All done? Come around. Pull back on the sleeve, pull it off. Walk around your vehicle. I hook all 4 hoses. Disconnect your air compressor. And you're done. Now rolling up the hoses is not that big of a deal. You do one side at a time, it seems to work best. But I run between 15 and 20 pounds when I'm off-roading in this. It's only a 2-wheel drive Dodge pickup. It's got 265 by 75 16 tires. All Terrain BFG Goodrich. They're fabulous tires. They do a really good job. And I've been in the landscaping business for about 30 years. And this is what I run on every landscaping truck I've ever had. And when I had multiple trucks, we ran these. People always go, well, they make a lot cheaper tires. Yeah, but I get 80,000 miles on a set of these every year. So when you have trucks on the road 7 days a week, it makes a difference. Along with us, we go out, we go 4-wheeling. We've got our recovery boards. And they're not cheapies, they're good ones. Along with the recovery board, I have a floor jack. I have a shovel. I have my high lift jack. I have a base plate for the jack. We carry a box of tools. That's an impact wrench with impact sockets for changing tires. I also have a jump box for jumping dead batteries. I'm out there to help myself and to help anybody else that gets in trouble. We carry Yankum recovery straps, recovery ropes, let me phrase that. We can also do on-trail welding if need be, if we're called out. I have these 2 tubes hold umbrella, special welding umbrella, that's rated at 60 miles an hour wind, and they're fabulous setting up to give you shade and protection when you're running a welder. But with that, that's everything we have. And this bracket here mounts into the tailgate, into the trailer hitch, and holds the umbrella. And then I have one up by the garage, which pounds in the ground and holds an umbrella, which works really well. Well, I hope everybody got a little bit of usable information out of this. When you go out, the biggest thing I can tell you is when you're running a 2-wheel drive and a 4-wheel drive, just have to remember when to stop. Enough is enough. When it's time to get out and walk. I get this back pretty far. In fact, I drove up onto people on the trail, and they're with their nice fancy Jeeps and their 4-wheel drive Toyotas and their trucks. And I pull up behind them, and they've been in 4-wheel drive for the last 2 or 3 miles of the trail, telling me how bad the trail was. And they look at my truck and see that I'm up there with a 2-wheel drive pickup, and they just kind of look funny, but that happens. This is not my primary off-road exploring vehicle. My primary vehicle, which will be on the road hopefully by the first of the year, is a 1974 Ford Bronco with a build-up 302, 35-inch tires. And right now I've got to do some major work to the motor. We lost the motor last year. The secondary vehicle, my daughter, she just got this here not too long ago. It's going to be her Jeep Cherokee. exploring recovery vehicle. It'll get set up with everything that I have on both my vehicles. It'll be ready to go. And she primarily explores with me, but she also collects rocks to make jewelry out of. She makes fine jewelry. Well, thank you for coming along. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Right now, we are trying to build this up, trying to get interesting stuff. And it really helps a lot. Thank you so much. And also, just extra lighting does tend to help good at night. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.